You could take your seats. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes, please. Appreciate everyone. And how about a great big thank you to Brian Bailey and Old Carolina Barbecue for a wonderful dinner tonight. Awesome stuff. And if you're looking for dessert, Passion at Midnight Bakery in North Canton made macarons, and they're all over there. Please help yourself to the dessert as well. It's delicious. You'll love it.
Got the one state championship. All I can say is the late Bob Cummings used to say, strap 'em on. got the one state championship. All I can say is the late Bob Cummings used to say, strap them on. We're in for a football game here tonight.
Boy, the fullback, he's through the middle. He is away to the touchdown.
The 45-yard line by Chris Field.
Foster's going to keep it into the end zone. Touchdown!
Picked off! Touchdown, Tiger!
You know what, Kenny, I always tell our kids there's certain goals, you got to dream it before you achieve it.
Jeff, congratulations, my friend. Well earned. You're the state champs.
I appreciate it, Kenny. Love you.
Well, the final results of this game say that talk is over. Down to the final 10 seconds. The D2 High School Football Championship is going to be on the trophy shelf for the Massillon Tigers.
To go. They just try to pound it inside. Rozier.
Touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Dogs. Holy cow.
Thank goodness we had some kids come through for us, and the ball bounced our way. We've been lucky all year long. We got a little bit of luck tonight. We needed it to win this game. Our kids didn't quit. That's why we ended up winning, because they didn't quit. When you don't quit, all things are possible.
And you can build off of this. How do you do it?
We just keep getting better, man. I mean, that's it. Just keep chopping that wood, baby. We're going to keep doing it, and then we'll see what happens, So, again, we're going to try to get better. We're going to get better on the film tomorrow, and we're going to get better next week. We're just going to see what happens. These guys are young, man. They're hungry. They want to win.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Cards.
Guys, back up to you.
From 38 yards out, a bad snap, fielded well. Koskovic's boot on the way. It is slid in the left upright. Koskovic, the senior, sends home the Vikings on senior night with a 1-point win.
Game, the clock hits 0, and you get the win.
It was exciting, more than anything, and of course, when you're in a game, you don't notice or aware of a lot of things that are going on up in the stands. But as I had my mom, my sister, some other people tell me how some of our student body rushed jumping over the fence and running onto the field. So just to see that and hear that, that's exciting. And again, I'm just so happy for our school and our kids and our community.
Opening drive with a field goal, nothing since for the Polar Bears. Ackerman dropping back, eyes on Calando, deep ball, caught. Man in stride at the 30, hits the 20, kind of hop, skip, doesn't matter. Room for the end zone. Jackson hits the deep ball. That looks like Nathan Kuntz. Appreciate you tuning in with us to George. Right sideline picked off. Kuntz wants another one. Dashes back inside and back into the end zone. Nathan Kuntz just caught a touchdown pass. He shook that off, got back out there, and a pick 6 added to his resume in this game.
Now it's 6. Takes a snap at 5. Play action to Jamar. Montgomery down the sideline to Quincy. Jump ball. Keith got it. Keith Quincy. Touchdown.
Season of high school. WHBC, good everyone, and welcome to the 80th annual WHBC All-Colony High School Football Awards Banquet. I'm your host, Kenny Rhoda from the Kenny and JT Show, and I want to thank all the coaches who came on the show with us throughout this year and over the years that we've been doing it. Considering the great high school football history of Stark County and WHBC's involvement with it, I'm honored to be hosting this special 80th anniversary edition of the Banquet. High school football is definitely our passion at WHBC as we try to provide as much local coverage for the schools, the coaches, and the players as possible. And we do it by the old-fashioned way. WHBC, 1480 AM and Mix 94.1 on the radio, but we've moved into the new generation of streaming games on WHBCSports.com and also doing games on YouTube on our YouTube channel. And right now, everybody's can wave. Everybody's watching live on our YouTube channel today, so thank you for that. Tonight is the culmination of our 80th season, a season we started by traveling to Beaverton, Oregon to cover the Massillon Tigers against NFL Europe in Nike's NFL Kickoff Classic. It was a great trip for us, a great way to start our 80th season. And here tonight we honor the best of the best in Stark County for the 2024 season with the all-county teams, the team MVPs, the Jim Johnson Sportsmanship Award, the Jim Muzzy Scholastic Achievement Award, our Stark County Coach of the Year, and our Stark County Player of the Year. And those awards tonight that we're handing out, they were selected by the 19 coaches from the schools that we cover in Stark County. So the coaches, again, picking all the winners here tonight. But before we get started handing out some hardware, we want to bring up our very special guest speaker here this evening. And at one point, he was like all you young sophomore, juniors, and seniors in high school playing high school football. He grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, where he played high school football and college football before being drafted out of the University of Kentucky by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the second round in 1988. He would go on to play 13 seasons, mostly at center in the NFL, all with the Pittsburgh Steelers, earning all NFL first-team honors 6 times and Pro Bowl honors 7 times. He was named to the NFL's all-decade team of the 1990s, the Steelers' all-time team, let that sink in, and he received football's greatest honor when he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2012. Please join me in welcoming our guest speaker for tonight, Dermontti Dawson.
Appreciate you.
Grab that stool, and we're going to have a good sit-down and a conversation, and we're going to open it up to some questions from any coaches or players by the time we're done here this evening. So, you're in town. Share with everybody the Hall of Fame residency program. We had you on the show yesterday. You're in town for that, and what that means to you to be a part of that.
Well, being part of the residency program, it's great because Canton really comes out for the Hall of Fame, support for the Hall of Fame. So I think it's great for the program that they're doing now to bring the Hall of Famers back to go out in the community and thank the everybody in the community of Canton. So it's a great program. We've been visiting. I was at I forgot where I was
Habitat,
today. Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Habitat. I've been to the Hall of Fame for a volunteer party. So I've been all over the place, and I think it's great for the Hall to give back.
Yeah, we love it too, and we've had the opportunity. I think it was 20 different Hall of Famers that we've had on the Kenny and JT show, so it's been a lot of fun for us. I guess my first question, what was the best advice a football coach at any level ever gave you that sticks with you to this day?
The best advice one of my coaches gave me was to try to be the best at everything you attempt and what you do. Because Jerry Claiborne was my college coach at UK, and he always used to break it down, be the best. And I took that to heart because I wanted to be the best. And he said, be the best at everything you try. Father, son, player. And I just appreciated Coach Claiborne for that, just to kind of instill that in me. And I kind of took that to the pros. And you just never know how things are going to go. But it turned out well, so I can't complain.
Going back to high school, for you, you were a multi-sport athlete. How important do you think that was in your development in college and then in the pros that led you to Canton and the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think that it's important for all kids to do multiple sports. I know a lot of people like to, concentrate on one sport, but I think you really need to kind of expand your horizon because you never know what sport is going to be the best fit for you. And then also, it just other skills that you learn playing different sports that you can kind of bring into whatever sport you excel at. So I always try to tell kids, don't specialize in one sport. And I tell parents too, let your kids play. If you think football is too violent, still allow them to play and let those guys make the decision. But yeah, I think it's beneficial to play multiple sports.
What sports were you involved in high school?
I was track and field, wrestling. I didn't play baseball. I played baseball all the way up to high school, and then I went out for football my junior year. Well, actually my 9th grade year, I didn't come to practice very much, so I didn't play a whole lot. And I was a tight end, and I wanted to play linebacker. So I ended up going out in my junior year in high school and played 2 years of tackle and defensive tackle, and got scholarship offers.
All right, so we've got a lot of young football players here tonight with us. I'm curious, what advice would Hall of Fame center Dermontti Dawson give to high school football player Dermontti Dawson?
Well, like I said, hey, try to be the best at everything you do. You know, if you suffer from, you know, lack of skill or strength, speed, agility, you know, try to work on your weaknesses, because it's going to make you entirely a better person and better player if you concentrate on those weaknesses.
We showed that video here of all the years we've covered high school football here on WHBC. I'm just curious, we went down memory lane for a lot of us. What do you remember most about your high school football playing days in Kentucky?
You know, I wasn't going to play high school football at Bryan Station Senior High until one of my coaches came out. I was coming out of algebra class my junior year, and I came out of the hallway, and my coach, I ran into him, and he put his arms around me and said, "Son, where have you been all my life?" And then I still wasn't going to play, but I still had 2 of my track mates, Mark Logan and Cornell Burbage. Those guys, you know, convinced me to try out. So I ended up trying out my junior year and played defensive tackle and offensive tackle. And next thing you know, I make All-State, and I started getting scholarship offers. But I don't think I got scholarship offers because of my skill. I think because we had a lot of recruiters coming to recruit Mark Logan and Cornell Burbage, my teammates. But in that instance, you know, they got a chance to see me as well and saw that I was a pretty good athlete. So next thing you know, I'm on the recruiting list, and I get multiple offers from Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan State. So
you were almost a Spartan, but tell everybody why you didn't go to
yeah, I always tell this story. They say, well, why'd you go to UK? And I said, well, I was going to go to Michigan State, and my wife at the time was going to go to Ohio State, and I was a year ahead of her. So we made a pact, and I said, okay, well, let's both of us go to University of Kentucky. And so we did, fell in love. We were all in, you know, high school sweetheart. So, you know, we decided to go to UK, got married, had 2 kids, moved to Pittsburgh after I got drafted, and we were married for like 23 and a half years before we got a divorce, but love kind of made me go to UK.
And UK loved that you picked them as well.
Yeah. Well, it was a great choice. It was a great choice.
How far away from home was UK, the campus?
Shoot, maybe about 3.5, 4 miles.
So you literally could, you know, ride a bike there if you wanted to.
I could ride my bike to my house. And then, you know, most of the guys on scholarship, you know, those guys were from different states, Florida, Ohio, different places. So every Sunday, my grandmother used to host and cook meals for probably about 10 to 15 family members. So on Sundays, after we had film study, I would take most of the guys over to my grandmother's, and they'd have a good old home-cooked meal. And my grandmother, you know, she was Southern, so we had greens, macaroni and cheese, chops, fried chicken, anything you can think of, and the guys were in heaven.
I bet they were, especially in college, when back then you didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, well, we used to get meal money, which was about $25, I think, at the time. And all you could do was order a pizza, you know, from Domino's, and that was it. So it was a delicacy for those guys.
A lot of players face adversity throughout their careers, whether it's high school, college, or if they're lucky enough to make it to the pros. And we always hear that you have to overcome some form of adversity at some point. What was it for you? What adversity were you faced with maybe throughout your career that you overcame?
Well, I think the adversity I overcame was because people told me that I was undersized. And so I'm a very competitive person. So when people tell me that I can't do something, I want to prove them wrong. So even though I'm 6'3" and I weighed 255 when I was coming out of high school, and I ran a 4.40, people thought I was still undersized. But when I got in college, then I started getting stronger and faster. And then when I got in the league, they made me gain more weight, and I was 310 pounds, but I was still running 4.640s. And so that was the adversity. Everybody kept challenging me and saying, hey, I don't think you're going to be, you're too big, you're too small. And then also when I was the center for Pittsburgh, when Chuck Noll put me in the office and said, hey, I want to switch you to center from guard, then I had a lot of doubts because I was replacing a legend, Mike Webster. So that was a challenge as well. Not to say that it was going to turn out to be a Hall of Fame career, but the challenge was there, and here I am.
And wearing that gold jacket,
and
very
it's amazing.
Deserving of it. You played for Chuck Noll. You played with Mike Webster. You played for Bill Cowher, where those guys all have gold jackets as well. Just the impact that all three of those had on your professional career?
Oh, yeah. Well, I credit my success a lot to Mike's professionalism as a player. Mike was the earliest one in the weight room. He was always in film study. And, Mike was the consummate professional. He was always first. He was in his 15th year, my rookie year. And he's in there pumping iron like crazy. And he was first in line for all the drills and everything else. So, Mike was a great example because you could pick his brain and he would tell you anything about his career, how to improve yourself. And I just looked up to him.
All right. Is there anybody out here that would like to ask a question? Here's an opportunity for you to ask a question to a Hall of Fame football player that we have up here as our special guest, Dermontti Dawson. If so, raise your hand, stand up. Any players out, any offensive linemen that would like to ask any questions to get some pointers from Dermontti Dawson here? Don't be bashful. I'll walk. If you want, I'll come to you if you raise your hand. Coaches too, if you want to ask a question of them, I'll come over to you and you can ask that question. Come on, somebody out there. Not one person wants to ask a question of a Hall of Fame football player and a football banquet. Thank you. There we go. Oh my goodness, I thought we'd get one. All right, your name, the school you're from, and then go ahead with your question.
My name is Keith Quincy. I go to Camp McKinley, and I want to know how you push through, everybody talking.
You talking about with just a little adversity, with people telling me that I couldn't do anything?
Trash talking and all that too?
Oh, trash talking? Hey, you have to be stronger.
Staying out of your own head.
I'm a positive, motivated person, so I don't let people get in my head. I don't care what they say. The thing is, and when you read the press and you listen to people, don't listen to it. Try to block it out. That's all you can do, because you're only as good as you think. You're not as bad as you think you are, or as they say you are. You're not as good as you think you are. Just keep it all in perspective.
What is your nickname?
Dirty D. Yeah, I got that. Well, that came from one of my teammates when I was with the Steelers when he came from Dallas as a free agent. So in college, I used to wear these forearm pads. So I was a pulling guard. So every time that I would pull for a linebacker, I wore these forearm pads. So every time you look at film, you would see a linebacker's head go, because I was throwing forearms to the neck. So the guys used to call me Dirty D. They said, "You dirty." I said, "No, I'm not dirty. I'm just hitting, just doing my job." But, Cornell Burbage was one of the guys who started that when I was in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
That was one of your nicknames. Wasn't there another nickname too?
My other nickname was Ned Flanders, which Levon Kirkland is guilty of calling me that. And it got in the media. And he was telling a newspaper writer that, we call him Ned Flanders. And the reason why they call me Ned Flanders is because I'm a morning person. So when you're in the stadium early in the morning, either the guys are out partying doing something or not getting enough rest. But I'm a morning person, so I'm very happy in the morning. I'm up tempo in the morning. And so he used to call me Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. And so he told one of the newspaper reporters, and then next thing you know, they started calling me Ned Flanders. So
what-
that's how it all started.
Which one do you prefer, Dirty D or Ned Flanders?
Both. I'm a combination of both.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I have
There
a
you
dark
go.
side. I have a dark side and I have a nice side.
Very good. Advice for our coaches here tonight. Let's start there. What advice would you give to some of our coaches here tonight as a former player?
I think you have to communicate because not all players respond to yelling and screaming, and not every coach is that way. But I think communication is the key when it comes to player and coach relation. I just think it's very important. How you present or get on a guy or how you praise a guy, and you know the personalities of your players, so you know how to treat them. So I would just say communication is probably the biggest key.
All right, and how about for the players that are here tonight?
Well, my thing is for the players is just remember, always work hard. I don't care what it is. First, you're a student athlete first, so education is key. Not a lot of you guys are going to go on to play Division I football. Not a lot of guys are going to play NFL football as well. So your education is key. Hey, just keep your eye on the sky, and just continue to do what you're doing and try to excel at everything you do in athletics, academia, everything.
And we can't let you get out of here tonight without getting your thoughts on, let's see what time is it, 7:30 in about 45 minutes, Steelers-Browns tonight in Cleveland. Your thoughts on that game tonight?
Well, Cleveland has had our number in Cleveland on Thursday nights. So, and plus with the rain or snow that's coming, that equalizes the playing field at times, and you just never know. You never know.
All right,
let's hope we say that after the game. Yeah.
Hey, Keith, get up here. Since you asked the question, where's Sean at? Sean, can you get a photo of Keith and Dermani Dawson? Keith, get on up here, get your photo taken.
All right, come on up,
Hall of
Keith.
Famer Dermani Dawson. See? Take you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but that's what happens when we do that. Here we go. Thanks, Dermani. There we go. Oh, look at Sean. He's getting that. That's the photography. That's the perfection in Sean Wood. That's why we have him each and every year. He'll let you know. Stand on the X, take your glasses off, button your coat, do what you got to do to get the best photo possible. And then there's have a stare down. Go ahead, get in his head, Keith. Get in his head. See if he throws that forearm at you. There we go. All right, so how about a nice round of applause for Keith Quincy and our guest speaker tonight, Dermani Dawson, Hall of Famer of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dermani, thanks so much. We know you got to run. Good luck to our Steelers tonight, because I'm from Pittsburgh too.
You got it. Hey, thank you guys for allowing me to come here today. I appreciate it. I've been running all day. I'm going to go back to the hotel room, take my shoes off for a minute, watch the Steeler game. Go Steelers.
There he is, Dirty D, Ned Flanders, Dermani Dawson, helping us out with our 80th anniversary banquet here tonight. All right, time to start handing out some hardware, okay? Before we do that, though, these awards would not be possible without our coaches panel. They spend a Sunday afternoon with us choosing these teams as well as their MVPs, and we want to thank them for that. So, coaches, when I call your name, please stand up, and we'll give them a round of applause at the end. From Alliance, Tim Goodman. Tim, get on up. From Canton McKinley, Antonio Hall. From Canton South, Matt Dennison. From Canton Central Catholic, Trucker, Jeff Lindesmith. From East Canton, John Spider Miller. From Fairless, A.J. Sarbaugh. From Glen Oak, Scott Garcia. From Hoover, Brian Baum. From Jackson, Jay Rohr. From Lake, Dan DeGeorge. From Louisville, Chris Kappas. From Marlington, Joe Cardinal. From Maslin, Nate Moore. From Minerva, Tim Speakman. From Northwest, John DeMarco. from Perry, Zach Slates from St. Thomas, Kevin Henderson from Sandy Valley, Brian Gamble, and from Tuslaw, Brock Dial. How about a nice round of applause for all of our coaches here tonight? We would also like to recognize the people who have worked so hard this year to bring you Stark County High School football. First, to the people who manage everything so we can provide you with great broadcasts. Please stand up when you hear your name. From WHBC, Pam Cook and General Manager Larry Gothrop. Pam and Larry, please rise. Where'd Larry disappear to? Did he just retire right now? He's retiring later. Did he just walk out on us? So 18 years Larry's been doing this with us, so thank you, Larry. Our radio crew, Dan Belford, get on up, Bells. Mark Miller, our analyst. Denny Kincaid, Rick Worstel's my pregame partner. Brian Novak back at the station. That's the radio crew right there, and we'll have the Massillon game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for you on WHBC and Mix 94.1. As I said, we're branching out, new technology, streaming games, WHBCSports.com, Sardis Streaming Game of the Week. Our newcomer, former intern, now working for us as the play-by-play voice, Ethan Jenkins. Ethan, stand up. And Derek Philo, that was the two-man team for our streaming game. So nice round of applause. Come on, he just started this year with us. And another huge successful season for our YouTube Game of the Week, live and on demand on YouTube. Our crew, Frank Salona. Where's Frank at? There he is. You're not on vacation. You're here tonight. Good to see you, Frank. Billy Beebe, Coach Tom McDaniels, Bob Jeffries, and one of our guest analysts, Mike Galena. Mike, get on up there. Mike spoke at this last year, and back with us again this year. So great job. Also, with the YouTube game, the production crew, phenomenal job by them. We couldn't bring it to you without their help. So Casey Claxon, Sam Franzman, Evelyn Heyer, and Natalie Holbrook. Great production, great job. They're over there. Thank you so much to all of them for allowing everybody to see the games live on YouTube, including this banquet here tonight. Also, to my partner on the Saturday Morning Huddle, one more time, Billy Beebe. Thanks to everybody. Dan Brockers, Import Automotive, Marianne Donuts for sponsoring, and the Community One Player of the Week. So thanks to Billy for doing that, and all the coaches for joining us Saturday mornings. And our engineers making sure all this gets up here, out there, and everywhere. Dale Lamb, Dean Palucci, and Rich Nemick. They're sitting down over there making sure you can hear all of us. Some quick other thank yous, and the coaches, I know you'll agree with me on this one. Thank you to all the coaches' wives and their moms and grandmothers. How about a nice round of applause for all the wives and what they put up with and what they do. Thanks to Altman Health Systems for sponsoring the radio game of the week on 1480 WHBC Mix 94.1. Thank you to AltCare for our sponsor of the AltCare YouTube Game of the Week and the AltCare Stadium Show. To SARTA for our WHBCSports.com SARTA Streaming Game of the Week. And to Old Carolina Barbecue for sponsoring our Player of the Game, Player of the Week. And they fed you here tonight. How about a nice round of applause for all of our sponsors? You can also check out our sponsors in those programs you're going to take home with you tonight, the special 80th anniversary edition of that. So make sure you check those out. And again, thanks to Claxon Communications and Xavier Bissett for everything that they do. All right, time to get out to hand out some trophies. We're going to start with our team MVPs. And again, these were picked by the coaches of each team. As we hand these out, when you hear your name, come on up to receive your trophy. Dan Belford and Frank will hand out the team MVP trophies. All right. Here we go. We'll go in alphabetical order. Gentlemen, we'll start from Alliance. Team MVP, junior quarterback, defensive back, J.R. Jackson. Next up in alphabetical order, from the Camp McKinley Bulldogs, quarterback Cam Montgomery, senior. From Canton South, senior linebacker Landon Karvik. From Central Catholic, senior wide receiver, defensive back, running back, he just scores touchdowns, Connor Thomas. From East Canton, senior wide receiver, defensive back, Cheney Stubblefield. From Fairless, senior running back, Peter Killey. Next up in our MVP awards, from Glen Oak High School, senior linebacker David Potter. From Hoover High School, senior defensive lineman Drew Zarko. From Jackson High School, senior linebacker Mitchell Brocker. From Lake High School, senior linebacker Corey Datsko Miller. From Louisville, senior defensive back Colton Loy. From Marlington, senior wide receiver defensive back Brady Keller. From Massillon High School, senior wide receiver Jaquez Carter. Good luck tomorrow night. From Minerva, senior running back, defensive back Jaden Yerger. From Northwest High School, wide receiver, defensive back, senior Carson Nicky. From Perry High School, senior quarterback and defensive back, Austin Maddox. From St. Thomas High School, senior offensive lineman, defensive lineman, Matai McCleskey. From Sandy Valley High School, senior running back linebacker Jack Murphy. And from Tulsa High School, senior wide receiver free safety Jaden Ressler. And there you have our 19 team MVPs as selected by their coaches. How about a nice round of applause for all 19 team MVPs? All right, next up, we are going to announce the All-County offense and defense. So if you are, and you know who you are, if you are an All-County offensive player or defensive player, we kindly ask you to head to the lobby right now. And we'll get everything organized so we can bring you in offense first, then defense second. So all players, if you'll head out to the lobby right now, we will get that all set up for you. Also, while we wait for those players, we want to remind everybody, and we want to thank our photographer, Sean Wood, who does a fabulous job with us each and every year. The photos of our honorees tonight will be available online at WHBC.com by Monday afternoon, and you can download them for free. So we'll have all those photos up for you to take a look at. You can also get in touch with Sean if you want other photos that were taken here tonight, and you can buy the photos from Sean as well. But again, WHBC.com, Monday afternoon, Sean Wood will have all those photos up for you to take a look at. All right? A couple of other things before we bring these players in as they get them organized out in the lobby. Memorable moment. Somebody asked me, what's the most memorable moment from this season? And there were a bunch. And we were lucky enough to do, like I said, radio game, stream game, TV game on YouTube, right? Mentioned it earlier, traveling to Beaverton, Oregon, doing the Massillon versus NFL, Massillon versus the world. Isn't that the banner that we see, right? That's literally what that game was, Nate. Massillon versus NFL Europe at the Nike Kickoff Classic on the Nike campus. So that's how we kicked off our 80th season this year. And we had a great time out there, and Massillon beat NFL Europe to start the season with a victory. So that was memorable with the trip and everything. How about long losing streaks coming to an end this year? Let's hear it from Minerva and St. Thomas ending their losing streaks. Great job, coaches. You keep putting in the work. You keep putting in the work. And it paid off for Coach Speakman and Coach Henderson, so congratulations on that. Jackson, speaking of losing streaks, they snapped 2 losing streaks this year. A 17-gamer to McKinley and a 4-gamer to their rival Hoover, and by doing so, they won a share of the Federal League title. That was memorable. Congratulations to Jay Rohr and Jackson. Parker Kraft rushed for 425 yards and 5 touchdowns in a playoff win for Northwest not too long ago. That's memorable in itself, right? He did that coming back from a broken ankle in week 1 and came back for his teammates and played and had a memorable performance. So how about a nice round of applause for Parker in that performance? And I got one more. We had to add it to the list because it happened last week. 2 punt return touchdowns and a kickoff return touchdown all in the same game. That's 3 returns in the same game for Tyler Hackenbrack from Massillon. Unbelievable performance. And those are just some of the great memories from this season of 2024, our 80th season here on WHBC. All right, we're good to go over there with the offense, Billy? All right. Again, these were selected by the coaches in Stark County. We'll start with the 2 quarterbacks who made this year's 80th anniversary team. Quarterback Jalen Slaughter from Massillon, senior, 6 foot, 170 pounds. Good luck tomorrow night. And our other quarterback from Northwest High School, 5 foot 10-inch senior, 160 pounds, Chase Badger. Congratulations. We move along to our running backs. A 5 foot 10 inch, 180 pound senior from Central Catholic, Connor Thomas. Congratulations, Connor. Well earned. Another one of our running backs, a 5 foot 8 inch, 165 pound senior from Jackson High School, Christian Satterfield. Another running back, a 6 foot 180 pound senior from Hoover High School, AJ Dolph. Congratulations, AJ. And our final running back on this year's All-County offense, he went for 290 in a game and 5 touchdowns. Not too bad, right? 5 foot 10 inch, 190 pound senior from Massillon, Jameer Gamble. And Jameer as well, good luck tomorrow night. Next up, our wide receivers for the All-County offense. A 5 foot 8 inch, 150 pound senior from Massillon, Braylon Tolles. And Braylon, to you, good luck tomorrow night as well against Big Walnut. Our next wide receiver, 6 foot 2 inch, 200 pound senior from Jackson High School, Noah Calando. Congratulations, Noah. Another wide receiver on this year's All-County team, 5 foot 8 inch, 160 pound senior from Lake High School, Ethan Hunt. Congrats, Ethan. Our next wide receiver on the All-County team, 6 foot 2 inch, 165 pound senior from Sandy Valley High School, Lucas Gilland. Congratulations, Lucas. And our final wide receiver making the All-County team this year, a 6 foot 2 inch, 205 pound senior from McKinley High School, Keith Quincy. Congratulations, Keith, and way to ask that question out there too, man. Appreciated that. Tight end, only one on this year's All-County team. 6 foot 2 inch, 240 pound senior from Lake High School, Hunter Patterson. Congratulations, Hunter. All right, the big guys up front. Got to honor those because nothing else happens if it's not for these guys. And they're big. We'll start with the 6'6", 290-pound senior offensive tackle from Massillon, Nolan Davenport. Congratulations, Nolan. As I said to your teammates that have made their way up here, good luck tomorrow night as well. A 6'4", 280-pound junior offensive tackle from Hoover High School, Jack Zarko. Congratulations, Jack. Next up on our offensive line with the tackles, a 6'3", 290-pound senior from McKinley High School, Braden Early. Congratulations, Braden. And our final tackle on the offensive line, a 6'8", 9, 10, he's still growing, we don't know, 315-pound senior from Central Catholic, Jonathan Stengel. That's an eclipse that just happened right there. I lost Belford. We couldn't see you, Dan. On our offensive line, our All-County center from Sandy Valley, 6 foot 1 inch, 315 pound senior, Wes Little. Congratulations, Wes. All right, we go to our guards. They're just as important. A 5 foot 10 inch, 265 pound senior guard from Northwest, Luke Saptaline. Congratulations, Luke. And our other guard on the All-County team, a 6 foot 2 inch, 235 pound senior from Perry High School, Michael Millen. Congratulations, Michael. And we round out the 2024 All-County offensive team with our kicker, a 5 foot 11 inch, 175 pound senior from Perry High School, Brock Huggins. Congratulations, Brock. And how about a nice round of applause for the 2024 All-County offense? We don't have chairs. Nope, they're going to have to stand up and do it. No chairs. We don't have time for it, Sean. Just get them standing, and we'll get the group photo. Guys, if you want to head over that way, we'll have the photo taken over there, all of you together, so we get a picture of the entire All-County offensive unit. Just put them all together, and then once we're done with that photo, we will announce the 2024 All-County defensive team. And just a reminder, while we get this photo taken care of, we will have the game tomorrow night for you on WHBC and simulcasting on Mix 94.1. We will start with the Alt Care pregame show at 6 o'clock, and we will then transition into the game itself beginning at 7 o'clock on WHBC and simulcasting on Mix 94.1. So Massillon taking on Big Walnut tomorrow night. We'll have it for you beginning at 7 o'clock. Here's some coaching going on right now. There we go. But again, tomorrow night, you'll be able to listen to that game on the stream as well tomorrow night. WHBCSports.com, as well as the old-fashioned way on the radio at 1480 AM and 94.1 FM is where you'll be able to catch Big Walnut taking on Massillon in a regional final game. The winner of that moves on to the state semifinals, and they'll play the winner of the teams down in Cincinnati. So thank you, and once again, nice round of applause for our All-County offense. All right, Billy, we're good in the back with the All-County defense. All right, let's start with the defensive lineman that made this year's 2024 All-County defense. 5'11", 285-pound senior from Massillon High School, Mike Wright Jr. Congratulations, Big Mike. Good luck tomorrow night against Big Walnut, Big Mike, all right? 6 foot 2 inch, 200-pound senior defensive lineman from Hoover, Bryce Roach. Congratulations, Bryce. A 6 foot 4 inch, 270-pound senior from McKinley High School, Dior Garner. Congratulations, Dior. And our final defensive lineman on the All-County team this year, 6 foot 4 inch, 245-pound senior, Ryan Lippy. Congratulations, Ryan. Good season for you and the Blue Streaks. All right, let's go to our linebackers for the all-county defense. 5 foot 8 inch, 200-pound senior from Glen Oak High School, David Potter. Congratulations, David. Our next linebacker, 6 foot 3 inch, 220-pound senior from Massillon High School, Vito McConnell. Congratulations, Vito. Good luck tomorrow night. Our next linebacker, 6 foot 220-pound senior from Hoover High School, Cole Remblak. Congrats, Cole. Our next linebacker, 6 foot 4 inch, 220-pound senior from McKinley High School, Dante McClellan. Congratulations, Dante. And our final linebacker on the all-county team for this year, 6 foot 1 inch, 230-pound senior from Lake High School, Charlie Christopher. Congratulations, Charlie. All right, we move on to our defensive backs on the all-county defensive team. 6 foot 2 inch, 210-pound senior from Massillon High School, Tyler Hackenbrack. He returns kicks too. Congratulations, Tyler. Good luck tomorrow night. Our next defensive back, 5 foot 6 inch, 160-pound senior from Jackson, Van Reardon. Congratulations, Van. Next defensive back on the all-county team, 6 foot 3 inch, 195-pound senior from Louisville, Colton Loy. Next up in the defensive backfield, a 6 foot, 170-pound senior from Massillon, Dalen Pringle. And we round out our all-county defense with our punter, 6 foot, 165-pound senior from Jackson, Cooper Majeur. And there you have it. That's our 2024 all-county defense in our 80th anniversary season. How about a nice round of applause? And Sean, let's get him set up for a quick photo. And while Sean is getting that done, all right, Sean's going to get them organized. And the next award, while he's getting them organized, that we're going to hand out, it's only the third year we'll have given this award out. And the next award that we will give out is for the 2024 WHBC Press Box Food Fight Challenge. And this has been a lot of fun for us because we get to eat very well every Friday night. And let me say first, the effort by the schools and the boosters this year was awesome, and the food this year was absolutely delicious. The schools have taken this very seriously, and we appreciate it more than you know. It was a tight race, and we want to thank all of the schools who participated this year and helped all of us gain about 5 to 10 pounds during football season from the fabulous food that we ate in the press box before games. Like I said, it was a tight race. There were 3 schools that were neck and neck and neck, basically. Glen Oak, Perry, and McKinley. That's what it came down to. But the winner for this year's 2024 WHBC Press Box Food Fight Challenge is McKinley High School. And Antonio, if you will send your mom Venus up here to pick up the award that she pretty much single-handedly won this year for her unbelievable homemade food that we had before every game. And in talking with the guys, what put it over the hump was the outstanding desserts she made for us that we ate before the actual meal. So Venus, on behalf of WHBC and all of our teammates, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your food is fabulous. Now I know why Antonio was an offensive lineman and not a wide receiver growing up. Congratulations and thank you. All right, let me see where we're at here with my scripts. All right, we've got, let's see, 4 more awards to hand out. 4 more to give away. Because this is such a special year for us, our 80th year, we thought it was very important to remind those who worked with and to those of you who never knew him, to remind you a little bit about Jim Johnson. You saw on the video Jim speaking. You've heard his name often referred to just as JJ, right? Jim Johnson, the legendary Jim Johnson. Well, JJ and Jim Muzzy, the other award we're going to give away here tonight, they're the men who made this banquet possible. They gained the respect of the coaches and the communities and led the way to recognize Stark County's best of the best. And we find it only fitting that Jim Johnson's son, Mike, he's here tonight with us, and we want him to come up and tell us a little bit about his dad, and then he's going to present this year's Jim Johnson Award winner. So, Mike, come on up here, please.
All right, I got some. Is it working? Yeah. All right, we got some trusty notes here. I'll try to not refer to them too much. Last time I think I was here was 1989. Lions MVP, and my dad got to introduce me, and in typical Jim Johnson fashion, you wouldn't have known that I was his kid. So it was just very straight-laced, straight-faced, I should say. And but that was, I kind of speaks to his character, and I think it's kind of unique that the Jim Johnson Award is the sportsmanship award. Because to me, I mean, largely it's about, to me, it's character. And I think, I guess this is my impression of my own father, but I think what I feel is also what a lot of people that got to know him over the years also felt. So I'm just going to knock out a couple things. I won't take too long because I know you guys want to go watch the Browns Steelers here. Real quick, I want to mention a couple things of what it was like to be his kid growing up. So the kids always wanted to stay at my house growing up because then on the weekends, we either had our run of Fawcett Stadium or we had a run of Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. We basically got to go wherever we wanted because every weekend when he had a game, that basically meant we got to go to the games. Probably 8, 9, 10, 11, up through 15 years old, every time he had a game, coaches know this, he would do like a pregame interview. So as I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old, Tom McDaniels, who actually I student taught for 30 years ago, I would see him down on the field with my dad. I would meet Mike Currents. I would meet Lee Owens. I would meet Jeff Durbin, Keep Wakefield, Lowell Kleinfelder. But these were guys that, to my dad, they were, I guess, the epitome of what a good man was. And it's probably not by mistake that I got into the profession that he's so respected. Not a guy that was ever going to do the radio thing, but I knew without a shadow of a doubt, the men that he respected. Coaches, teachers. He always stressed to me, too, when it was a guy that was a coach that was also a teacher. He was just so impressed by that. I had some unique opportunities growing up. If there was ever a state championship game involving a Stark County team, it meant that I got to get out of school from Alliance, and I got to give props to my Alliance Aviators out there. I'm still an Aviator at heart. I love to see how the Aviators are doing. But he would pull me out of school, State Street Middle School, 1984. I got to get out of school to go watch McKinley play state basketball tournament. 1981, I'm watching McKinley play Cincinnati Moeller at the Akron Rubber Bowl. I was there for the Hoover State Championship game. I was there for the St. Thomas Aquinas State Championship game. Had some other unique unique opportunities. Every year that Chris Spielman was at Ohio State, my dad would take me down to a couple games, and we would always we would meet Sonny Spielman right outside the locker room, and Sonny would take me in, and I would always get to see Chris. And he'd always say, how those Aviators doing? At this point, I was like a middle schooler, but I would always tell him, hey, we're doing great, we're doing great. Probably one of the most unique opportunities I had. Some of you maybe know this, maybe you don't. For 4 years, my dad had the opportunity to do 20 games a year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. For my 21st birthday, he had the unique opportunity. He said, they're flying commercial, they're not flying private. We're going to basically be on the airplane with the Cavs. We're going to go to the, from the airport to the hotel with the Cavs, because we're going to get there to the arena before, any of the people come in. So I tell my buddies, dude, I'm going to be courtside. I'm going to be at the game. Watch. And so we go to the game, and nobody's really in the gymnasium yet. There's a couple Cavs shooting down at the one end. And I start walking around. He goes to do his little pre-game interviews. And as he's walking around, I kind of go down towards the one end of the court, up out of Old Chicago Stadium coming up out of the basement locker room, there's a dude wearing nothing but Carolina blue. I'd like to tell people I rebounded for Michael Jordan, but that's not quite the way it went down. So I kind of go over to the corner, and there's got a young guy rebounding for him, and so he shoots this errant shot, and it kind of skims over to me, and I throw the ball to Michael, and he goes, hey, thanks, what's your name? I said, my name's Mike. He said, that's my name too. So I kind of knew that. So long story short, it was awesome. I grew up thinking of high school sports and Stark County sports as the best thing going. I was an Aviator, but really I got to like a lot of guys. High school, I wore number 24 for Gary Grant when I played basketball. Number 36 I wore in high school for Chris Spielman. Absolutely. And I was a diehard, at times Bulldog fan, at times Tiger fan. Because I was from Alliance, I could kind of get away with that. And my dad would be going to those games, but it was kind of a unique position to be in. But as I come back now thinking of what makes this, I guess, appropriate to call it the Sportsmanship Award, I watched my dad grind. I watched my dad work. He was a hard worker. And I like to think that certain qualities I got from him, and I would tell you this, certain qualities he would beat my butt in. He would be up at 4 a.m. doing that morning radio show. Friday, Saturday nights, he would be out covering those games, getting home late, and I would be with him a lot. I can flat out remember, he would sit around a dining room table with giant poster boards, and he would draw these lines to put the names of all the guys that were inducted for this, nominated for this award right here. And I would help him put that together. My mother would help him put that together. It was a family thing, and we knew that it mattered to him so much, so we did our best to kind of help him with that. Next thing I wanted to lead into beyond the hard work was the way he felt about coaches is the way I feel coaches felt about him. To this day, I still have coaches that will say things to me like, there was stuff I'd tell your dad that I wouldn't tell other media personalities. There was stuff I would tell your dad that I wouldn't necessarily say to other people. But I think because of the respect that he showed them, I think he got some of that back. He would sit down with guys. He interviewed every high school football coach every week. And the guys that are in here, a lot of them would know. He would call up, he'd get a sound bite, and then throughout the week, you would hear clips all week long of the different coaches. He would, in many cases, drive to those schools to physically sit down with those guys. Did this with Larry Karras and Ken Wable at Mount Union. Did it with Coach McDaniels. I know did it with Coach Kurtz and the guys over at Massillon. But he would constantly be out on the move interviewing these guys, just working his butt off. But when there was a kid hurt on that team, and if it was nowadays social media, that kind of stuff leaks. You might be going into a big game. You got a kid that maybe he got in trouble. Maybe he got hurt. If you told my dad, it was never going anywhere. And for that, the coaches loved him because they knew that they could say something to Jim Johnson. It wasn't going to be a gotcha moment. It wasn't going to be something that got leaked. And for that, I truly feel that coaches appreciated him, respected him, but it was a two-way street. Okay, two more things here, and then I'll kind of move on with our award. He was in a unique position that when he worked for the Cavs, he did maybe have a couple possible other opportunities that he could have done some NBA stuff. Stark County, ultimately, it was home. He liked high school sports. I will tell you this, he wasn't a big fan of the personalities of professional athletes. He appreciated high school sports because he felt that it was pure. He felt that kids were in it for the right reasons. He felt the men that were behind it and the women that were behind it were in it for the right reasons. The community support was outstanding. Saw a little clip from Kirk Cousins the other day, and he was talking about playing in front of tens of thousands of people. He said, there's nothing like playing in front of your hometown on your high school football field. He goes, nothing compares to that. And unless you're a guy that maybe has that rare opportunity to go to an Ohio State, to go to a Michigan, go to the big time, where they've already got that built-in fan base. I played at Mount Union. I was a guy. I wasn't like a stud. I was a good football player, but I was not some stud. Even at Mount Union, who's winning national titles, it isn't the same feel. Yeah, there are fans there, but it's a lot of the parents. But you're not getting that support from that campus, from that community like you get in your hometown. I've been teaching at North Canton for the last 21 years, and it's awesome to be at North Canton, to be at Massillon, to be at Glen Oak, to be at Louisville. But the sense of community that comes through, that's the part that he loved. And that's the part that I think is the biggest reason why he chose to not go someplace like a New Jersey, not go someplace like a Seattle, where I know he had some of those opportunities. I will say, end with this. I thought he was the best at what he did. And I'm not just saying that because I was his kid. He had a fantastic radio voice. He was a tremendous play-by-play guy. When he had that 4 years that he worked for the Cavs, Gordon Gund, who was the blind owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, basically said, you know what, I really like that new Jim Johnson guy we had doing the games. He can make me see the game. And I think to them that was like the ultimate, I guess, compliment. He was not a guy that was ever going to gloat. He was not a guy that was ever going to tell you that he was really that good. He worked his butt off, and he was proud of it, and he probably wouldn't say it much. But when I would score occasionally in high school, if I was lucky enough to get a touchdown, he would always tell me, act like you've been there before. And that's kind of the way he acted. He had a lot of success, and you wouldn't necessarily know it if you didn't know who he was. One of the things I will say here at the end is that when I consider, I guess, what made it unique, Stark County sports was always important. It's always been important. I like to think that my dad kind of helped to elevate it. When he was on the radio, sometimes it was like that must-watch TV. This was pre-social media. You tuned in to listen to WHBC. You read the Canton Repository. I know there are so many other streams of information now that things are a little bit different. But if you were that kid, and Jim Johnson was doing your game on Friday night, and the night before he was covering Michael Jordan, kind of made you feel like you'd made it. And so those are the things that I think are important that need to stick around, and why Stark County is such a great place. So when I talk about the pride I felt going into all those stadiums, I know he felt it, and I know that's why he stuck around, because ultimately I know that to him that felt like home. All right, so we are going to get to the award that it took me so long to get to. So I'm going to read to you here what I was given, and we will find out who the winner of this award is. This year's winner is described by his coach as by far one of the most dedicated, selfless student athletes he's ever been associated with. And the coach says he's been that way since he was a freshman. He has suffered through many setbacks, but never let it get him down. He never let it take away support for his teammates. He was their motivational leader. Unfortunately, he was injured in the first game this season. The injury was worse than first thought. He continued to help the team by coaching them up at practice, bringing them water during games, always encouraging them. All the while, he was working out and doing rehab in hopes that he could return. And come back he did. He was not only the team's emotional leader, as always. In the final week, he saw the opponent had a running back who had huge numbers, but he decided he would be the difference in that game. Not that guy. He ran for 430 yards on 27 carries with 5 touchdowns, and he did it for his team. As nominated by Coach John DeMarco, this year's Jim Johnson Sportsmanship Award winner is Parker Kraft of Northwest.
Parker, come on up here after this photo, say a few words.
All I can say is this is great. I'm not sure I deserve this award for playing the game I love, but I'm truly thankful to be up here today. I tried to treat this game and all those parts of it with respect for my coaches and my parents had taught me from a young age. I can only hope that I've been able to represent what Jim Johnson stood for and will continue to honor him as I move forward. I always took the game seriously, but I always did my best to just have fun. Talking crap or taking things too seriously were never me. I just wanted to have fun. Although my senior season was cut short, I still had a blast. The last cheer, the last whistle, and all the memories out there on the field will never be forgotten. I didn't know Jim Johnson, but I can imagine he'd tell me to respect the game of life, work, and others, and you'll be rewarded for it. So if this qualifies me for this award, I humbly accept it. Thank you to my coaches for having such a heavy influence in my life, and also my parents for always being there for me and allowing me to do the thing I love most.
Congratulations, Parker. Well earned. And how about a nice round of applause for Mike talking about his father, Jim Johnson. Mike, great job, great stories, and we are all trying to carry on what your dad was so good at. And, you know, we athletes talk about 40 time and arm strength and all that. As a broadcaster, those pipes, that voice, so recognizable, so jealous, but honored to be working at the same station that he worked at. So thank you for being here tonight. All right, time now for our Jim Muzzy Scholastic Achievement Award. And for that, let's bring up one of our play-by-play announcers, sideline announcer, and my co-host on the Saturday Morning Huddle, Billy Beebe. Billy?
All right, busy week at WHBC. I want to make sure I get all my papers in order here. Welcome to the 2024 roast of Coach Spider Miller. I'm sorry, wrong paper, there we go. The Jim Muzzy Scholastic Achievement Award is always tremendous because it's a look at the next generation. I know parents, grandparents, elders, they get stressed out with kids, they're on their phone too much, they're out too late, they're not eating right. But this award, the nominations, the things we get to read about the kids working on the field and off the field are tremendous. So while one generation thought Mike Tyson was going to win last weekend, we're going to get a look at the younger generation and what they're up to. The coach of the winner of the Jim Muzzy Scholastic Achievement Award says that yes, this young man does well on the football field, a tireless effort that sets him apart, but more importantly, it's his dedication in the classroom and total commitment to becoming a true scholar athlete at his high school. Some of the things he's done off the football field include being a member of the National Honor Society, a Lake High School Mentor and Archie Griffin Scholar Athlete Award winner in 2021, a member of the Lake Gen Yes program for 4 years, and a leader in the annual football camp. He carries a 4.51 GPA, is ranked 8th out of the 276 students in his class. He's excelled in multiple college credit courses as a sophomore, junior, and as a senior. He is truly committed to his country as well, as he plans to attend and play for the United States Air Force Academy moving forward. Nominated by his coach Dan DeGeorge, the winner of this year's Jim Muzzy Scholastic Achievement Award is Ryan Lippy of Lake High School.
All right, Ryan, here's the mic. It's all yours. Say a few words. Congratulations on that award. Well deserved.
Thank you. Good evening. First off, I'd like to thank all of the coaches, organizers, and all of you here tonight for celebrating the achievements of all the players being recognized. Receiving this Jim Muzzy Academic Award is something I will never forget and will always cherish. I owe a huge thank you to the people who have gotten me here today. My family has supported me through my whole athletic and academic career, and through their constant guidance, I have learned the value of hard work and dedication. I have also been blessed with amazing coaches, teammates, and teachers that push me to be better every day, challenging me to be the best athlete and student possible. I want to thank God for his support and love, for he has given me the strength, blessings, and purpose throughout my journey. Balancing athletics with a difficult academic schedule hasn't always been easy. I've failed tests, had long, late nights studying and doing homework after practice, while learning to balance my athletic, social, and academic life. I've learned that discipline and focus not only is great on the football field, but makes a difference in the classroom as well. Football taught me about perseverance, and the lessons I've learned have helped me to stay motivated in the classroom today. Most importantly, I would like to thank my dad, who has been there every step of the way, coaching me and guiding me on the field and in the classroom. Thank you again for this recognition, as it inspires me to keep striving to be the best person I can be. I'm very grateful to be elected as a winner of this award, and I'm thankful to be part of such a successful group of people. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well said. All right, so 2 of our big 4 awards in the books, and it's time now to move on to our Stark County Coach of the Year Award and our Stark County Player of the Year Award. And again, these were voted on by the 19 coaches in Stark County. We got them together on a Sunday afternoon. And let me say this about the coaches. And in picking the all-county team, the MVPs, Coach of the Year, and Player of the Year. It's not easy. I loved the passion from all the coaches this year. It got a little heated. We had a great discussion about some things, and that just showed me how much they care about each and every one of their players. And it's nice to see them going to bat for their players when awards like this are up for grabs. So coaches, kudos to you for the job you do as coaches, X's and O's on the field, but also for believing in your players and standing up for your players. So thank you for that. All right, time now for the 2024 Stark County Coach of the Year. All right, he's making history here tonight. He led his team to a share of the Federal League Championship, the first for the school since 2017. But it's his second Federal League title because he won one as a player for the same school back in 2001. His team snapped a pair of losing streaks this year, ending a 17-game skid to McKinley and a 4-game losing streak to their rival Hoover. They finished the regular season at 7-3, went 1-1 in the playoffs, but where he is making history tonight is he becomes the first ever former Stark County Player of the Year in 2001 to become the Stark County Coach of the Year. Please put your hands together and join me in congratulating the WHBC Stark County Coach of the Year for 2024 from the Jackson Polar Bears, Jay Rohr.
See if I can do this. Thank you. Thank you are really the first words that come to my mind right now. I feel so honored to be selected for this special award among so many tremendous coaches here tonight. I want to express a heartfelt thank you to my assistant coaches and their families. Your commitment and sacrifices are second to none. Coach Pollock, Coach Johnson, Coach White, Coach Davide, Coach Rowland, Coach Peterson, Coach Richardson, Coach Dixon, Coach Benson, Coach Bardwell, and Coach Stout. You guys are certainly the best. Thank you. Team operations. Again, they do so much. Smoot, Frazee, Doan, Alex, and Stebler, thank you. I am proud to represent Jackson Local Schools because of the support and belief they have in me. Thank you, Mr. DiLoretto, Mr. Mason, Mr. Ziders, Mr. Porter, and Mr. Crocker. Also, thank you to our athletic secretary, Carrie Heck, and our school board. I am proud to represent this team because of the athletics, their parents, and our community. The athletes bought into the physical mentality and toughness we preached. They embraced our culture that demanded so much of them, and they trusted the process. And finally, thank you to the ones who believe in me the most and the ones that I couldn't do without. My wife, Mandy, and our kids, JJ, Jordy, Avery, and Jace, and also to my family who continue to support me at each and every game. Again, thank you, and go Bears. Congratulations, Coach. Well
Appreciate it. Got to get my cheaters out for this one. A lot of stats for our Stark County Player of the Year. And again, voted on by the coaches. In this, his senior season, our Stark County Player of the Year dominated in all three phases of the game. On defense, he led his team in total tackles with 129, tackles for loss 25, and sacks with 8. And he also added an interception. On offense, he led his team in rushing with 955 yards. He also led his team in total touchdowns with 14. He was second on the team in total offensive yards with 1,201. On special teams, he blocked a punt and also returned a kickoff for a touchdown. He was a 3-year starter and led his team in total tackles in each of those 3 years and finished his career as the school's all-time leader in tackles with 394, tackles for loss with 44. On top of that, he's a 2-time All-Stark County player, a 3-time All-Federal League player. He is all-time Ohio at least once, more than likely twice after this season, and he was just named the Federal League Player of the Year. And how about this? Like father, like son, his dad was the Stark County Player of the Year back in 1991. Please join me in congratulating the WHBC Stark County Player of the Year for 2024, linebacker, running back, kick returner, football player from the Lake Blue Streaks, Charlie Christopher.
Everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to thank WHBC for presenting me with this prestigious honor and hosting this amazing event. Also, thanks to all the Stark County coaches who voted for me and gave me this opportunity. I'm incredibly honored and humbled to receive this award. Stark County is home to some of the best football in the country, and I'm grateful to be able to represent it. Winning Stark County Player of the Year was one of my personal goals I set out to achieve this year. Being able to join my dad, who won the award in '91, and all the other past recipients is truly special. I want to thank my family for their unwavering support. You have been at every sporting event since I can remember. Throughout the highs and lows, including 2 broken legs in youth football, a dislocated shoulder at the start of my sophomore year, and a torn meniscus that I played with throughout my entire junior year, you have continued to push me, never allowing me to give up. You've sacrificed so much for me just so I could have the best chance at succeeding. I will never forget how much time you have spent on me. I can't even count the amount of hours my dad spent throwing the football in the backyard, lifting weights in the basement, doing plyos and speed work in the garage, and my least favorite, taking me to the McKinley Monument to run the stairs in the heat of summer. I'd like to thank my coaches. Your wisdom, guidance, and belief has helped shape me into the player I am today. You have constantly pushed me day in and day out because you guys could see the potential in me. Thank you, Coach George, for putting us in position to win 28 games over my 3-year career. To Coach Viscount, who continues to produce one of the most dominant defenses in the country. To Coach Hunt, who made practice enjoyable and not an everyday grind. And last but not least, Coach Supes, who taught me how to play assignment football, which will help me benefit me when I play linebacker at Ohio University. To my teammates, this is also your award. Without you guys, I would never be in this position that I am. We have been through everything together, and the last 4 years have been some of the best times of my life. I'm proud to be a part of such an incredible family and team. Lastly, I want to recognize all the other players and coaches here tonight. You all have worked so hard and deserve every piece of recognition, so congratulations. And best of luck to the Massillon Tigers as they take on Big Walnut tomorrow for the regional championship. Thank you again. I'm truly honored to receive such a historic award.
Matt, you get 2 of them. Take them back with you. Matt, you get 1 for you and 1 for the school. So congratulations on that. And a couple of reminders here before we send you on your merry way, and I'll let you go watch the Steelers and the Browns. Again, tomorrow night, I can't think of anything better for an 80th season of high school football here at WHBC if we were to end it calling a state championship game from a team in Stark County. So Nate Moore and the Massillon Tigers, good luck tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll see you for the Division II state championship game, and you can go back-to-back with state championships. So best of luck tomorrow and in the remaining, hopefully, 3 games. I want to thank Sean Wood, our photographer, for taking all the photos. They'll be up Monday afternoon on WHBC.com. You can also order photos from Sean Wood Photography. Ask him where you can get those. And I want to thank everybody. Oh, and there's cookies out there. Pam wants me to remind everybody, take cookies when you go home, all right? And listen to us tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, WHBC and Mix 94.1. Thank you for joining us for our 80th Annual High School Football Awards Banquet.